And the first for the week. This evening we're going to be looking at a topic that is as a whole, as they seek to make a living out of the African continent, Germany to be more precise. What are these opportunities out there? Do they exist at all? And what does it take to live effectively, work and enjoy life in Germany? We're going to be discussing this with some key persons who have come from Germany, who are in the studio with us, and one person who also masters how these things work, who is resident here in Cameroon. Dr. Nick Ngwanyam is in the studio with us. He is an educationist, he is a social entrepreneur and a politician. Good evening, doctor, and welcome.
Oh, thank you very much, Leo, and let me join you in welcoming our guest from Germany into the My Media Prime studio. And they've come a very exciting topic, as you said, you know, work and live in Germany legally, opportunities on what it takes. That's what we'll be looking at this evening, and we are glad to have you in Cameroon. Okay,
we also are in the company of Mr. Wiegrebe Jens.
Yeah, Jens. Call me Mr. Jens.
Okay, Mr. Jens.
That's easier for you.
Yes, we're glad to to have you. Welcome.
Merci.
Okay, we're also in the company of Mme Fru Marie Claire. Bonsoir et bienvenue.
Bonsoir Léo et merci de nous recevoir sur votre plateau aujourd'hui.
Okay, we also are going to be discussing with Dr. Fru Chi Ira. Good evening and welcome, doctor.
Good evening, Leo. It's nice having us around. It's a pleasure that you are giving us this opportunity to tell what we have to say and impact lives as much as possible.
Okay. You guys just came into Cameroon from Germany?
Yes.
For a mission? Or you came visiting? Or?
We are actually here on a mission. I'm a medical doctor in Germany, a cardiologist. My wife is a nurse. Jens Wiegrebe is, and he specializes in personal management, and he is in Germany responsible. He works with many hospitals in order to try to help them get medical personnel or staffs in all domains. He also works in many countries. So we came here as a team to give this opportunity to our friends, families, unknown, to also have the opportunity to work, live in Germany, and also be part of the whole process.
Okay, so if you're watching us this evening and you have a family member who finds him or herself in the health domain, with the intention of working and living legally in Germany, this program is for you. You may call them wherever they are, and also follow our guest to explain what it takes to get to Germany and live and work legally. Mr. Jens, you just came into Cameroon. This is your first time?
Yeah, sure. It's my first time, but I'm convinced it won't be my last time. Just to introduce myself, I have an agency in Germany, and this agency is looking for medical workers nearly all over the world, because we have a very, very big lack of medical workers, like physiotherapists, like nurses, like midwives, like doctors. And my profession is to look for these people around the world and bring them to German employers like hospitals and older people homes.
Okay, that's what you do. How are you enjoying Cameroon since you came?
I already answered, I will come back. So I enjoyed very much. From my point of view, it's a little bit warm. I'm coming from the cold winter in Germany. Now here in Cameroon, there's a quite big difference, but I'm absolutely overwhelmed about my impressions I could have since a couple of days since I'm here, and it has a very, very big impact on myself, and I will transport this impact also to Germany.
Okay, Madame Fru Marie Claire. Oui, vous êtes là et on nous dit qu'il y a beaucoup de travail en Allemagne, c'est vrai ça?
Oui, il y a beaucoup de travail et aussi il y a un manque de personnel énorme.
Ok.
C'est en fait pourquoi nous sommes ici.
Mais comment comprendre, il y a une récession mondiale, non? Mais il y a beaucoup de travail là-bas.
Il y a beaucoup de travail.
Avec tous les migrants de... We have migration from the Middle East and from almost everywhere are coming to Germany.
L'Allemagne, c'est un grand pays. Et étant grand, la population est aussi grande. Et les gens qui travaillent en tant qu'infirmiers, avec le temps, il y a un manque.
Okay. Many persons have lived in Germany for so long. Doctor, you talk with them,
Yeah.
Dr. Nick Ngwanyam, and I don't know whether you have the impression that they have succeeded. If some are still struggling to make it in life, how do we understand that these persons are here from Germany? They say there is so much work in Germany, yet we have so many people in Germany who are not succeeding. Yeah?
Thank you very much. You've given me an opportunity to be able to express myself and give the bigger picture, so that when we focus down, we narrow, we'll see what it takes to succeed in Germany and what it takes not to succeed, and what it makes us fail. And that's why they're here, to be able to, so that we repackage ourselves if we really want to make it. You know, for instance, I was speaking with them, like you say. Dr. Chi here is a very young guy. He's been in Germany for 22 years, studying medicine and now working as a cardiologist. And he's lived more in Germany than in Cameroon. And Marie Claire has been there for 16 years as well. And so you see, they went as young people just from high school, and then today they come back because they think they've got something to give, you know, to help us package ourselves so that we can go work and come back, move freely as free people, fly in the jets like great people, and get a red carpet reception. That's what they've come to do. And they would have just continued to live their lives there, but they, you know, knowing what Jens has got to offer and the German community has got to offer, they have put their energies together to see how they can help Cameroonian youths to be able to be part of this beautiful vision. And before I even get lost, let me say that they actually have got two packages. There's the health package that you've mentioned, and then there's the package in the construction area. Don't forget that. So while they'll be looking for health personnel, like they said, nurses, physiotherapists, midwives, medical doctors, pharmacists, and some others, they would also be looking for, that's the A part. In the B part, they are looking for technicians in the construction field. So look at a house, any house or any construction field, and think of all the kinds of technicians who will be working in those houses. You're thinking of builders, you're thinking of people who can put tiles on the floors, you're thinking of painters, you're thinking of carpenters, you're thinking of house electricians, you're thinking of plumbers, you're thinking of the gardeners around who can do the landscaping and all these kind of things. And of course, when you're going to be building in Germany, it's not the cut and nail that you do around. It has to be precise technology, and also realize that working there you need to use machinery. So it's time for people to learn how to drive those small machines and get all those things together, because out there you use machines and your head is not about using too much of force. So that said, you were saying what it takes to go to Germany. There are two groups of people who leave Africa to go to the diaspora. People who have done their work in secondary school and are smart, and people who know what they are looking for, and they're not guessworking. For instance, if you think of Dr. Chi here, he went to one of the best schools in Cameroon. He went to Sacred Heart, and he left as a young guy, did very well, and he's there with his brothers and sisters as well. So they do it, they go for it, they work at it, and then they get it right. And so what we are trying to do here is to see how we can come and help you guys to package yourself, so that when you go to the embassy, you walk in like a king, and then you convince them and they give you the visa and you go. Because as you'll be hearing from them, there is the part that this association is doing, and then there's the part that the German embassy has to do. The German embassy, you have to, once we have packaged you, you have to convince the German embassy that you are good enough to go, and that when you go, you'll be able to come back, you will help the people in Germany, you'll be able to come here and help your own people. They don't want people who go and stay there. They want people to go and come back here and help. So it's a huge packet, and the people who just don't have the skills and, you know, who are not serious in life, if you want to go there, that's where you have a problem. But if you're skilled, you know what you're doing, you package yourself very well, you have something to offer, the door is open for you.
The door is open for you. Let me start with you, Mr. Jens. What precisely is this package Dr. Nick has been talking about? You're in Africa to scout for the best in the health and construction domains. Yes, how does it work?
Well, our main anchor point here in Cameroon is the Institute of Dr. Nick, and he will help us and select people who are skilled, who have the social behavior, and who have the strong will to come over to Germany. That's the first step. The second step is that this person has to learn the German language. You will clearly understand that without German language you cannot survive in Germany. For example, as a nurse, you have to communicate with your patient. You have to communicate with the relatives of the patient. You have to communicate with the doctors. All these things means communication, and communication takes place with the German language. So we need German language skills. The candidate is responsible to learn German language. We can't teach German language here in Cameroon. The candidate himself is responsible that he build up these skills. In the next step, if the legal basis is reached for coming to Germany, we will get again in touch with the candidate, and then we were looking for an employer who is prepared to give a working contract to this person. If the working contract is signed and some other administrative papers are fulfilled, then he goes to the embassy and will get a visa, and then the red carpet, thank you, Dr. Nick, is open to come to Germany, and he will be a team member of a German and international team. I know from many discussions I had, I brought about 50 nations, people from 50 nations to Germany. So I know Germany is prepared with an open heart to welcome foreign medical workers, foreign technical workers. And I think we can say proudly that Germany is an intercultural country, and we have an unemployment rate of 2 or 3%. That means, and that shows, we have a huge demand of very good skilled people.
Ok. Bonsoir, s'il vous plaît. J'aimerais en savoir plus sur la procédure d'immigration en Allemagne. I don't know, maybe just wants to understand the process. Yeah. Maybe you explain what Mr. Jens just said in French.
So I have to answer to this question or to?
No, I'm sure the question has to do with understanding what it takes to move over, like he just explained.
Okay, in French.
Yes.
Okay. Jens venait tout de suite d'expliquer que pour que le tapis rouge, commençons par la fin, vous soit déposé sous les pieds, il faut apprendre la langue, d'abord, la maîtriser, parce que quand tu arrives en Allemagne en tant qu'infirmier ou infirmière, tu as à travailler avec les médecins, avec les infirmiers, avec le patient, avec sa famille, avec le groupe, parce qu'il ne s'agit pas seulement du médecin, mais il y a les physiothérapeutes et d'autres groupes de travaux qui sont imprégnés dans la guérison d'un patient. Donc, pour que tu puisses être en mesure de collaborer avec ces personnes, tu dois être en mesure de pouvoir parler et de comprendre la langue. comprendre ce qui est dit et ce qui t'est demandé et pouvoir l'appliquer. Donc, la langue est un facteur nécessaire pour déjà être éligible dans ce projet. Après la langue, il faut que tes papiers soient certifiés et après la certification des papiers, nous, on se charge de prendre ces papiers et d'entrer en contact avec les hôpitaux pour leur proposer les candidats que nous avons. Quand un hôpital est en accord avec ce que nous lui apportons, c'est-à-dire à accepter votre demande de candidature, vous recevez un contrat et c'est avec ce contrat-là que nous revenons ici au Cameroun, nous vous le remettons. Vous prenez donc ce contrat de travail qui vous a été accordé, vous le joignez à vos documents en même temps que tout le reste des documents qui sont requis pour une demande de visa pour l'Allemagne et vous allez à l'ambassade pour déposer une demande de visa. Quand le visa vous est accordé, alors vous êtes en mesure de prendre l'avion et quand vous atterrissez en Allemagne, le tapis rouge est à vos pieds.
Okay, Dr. Chi, the question I would like to ask is, what is the motivation behind this? Is it the fact that you want to help Cameroonians? Or, yes, are you worried for that many Cameroonians don't have a job? Or what's behind this?
Okay, thanks.
Because Mr. Christian, the director of LookMef, is also concerned. He really wants to understand why you would leave Germany to come and die for Cameroonians. Are you the second Jesus Christ?
Okay, it's really a very nice and intelligent question, which I would like to begin by saying sometimes we are where we are because other people helped us. Mm-hmm. My mother came from a very poor family, but she succeeded in attending one of the best secondary schools in Cameroon, Our Lady of Lourdes College in Bamenda, because her aunt, who had a shop at the time, was able to finance her studies, and by so doing also got to meet my dad. Mm-hmm. At the time in Yaoundé, who was studying law, and so the family happened and I came to the world. So mm-hmm. I have to say it was an opportunity given to my mom at the time which permitted me maybe to be here today. Maybe under other circumstances I will not be here today. Secondly, I am a Catholic and I grew up in a very Christian home with the virtues of the Catholic Church. And one of the greatest commandments we have, or it's actually the greatest commandment, is love your neighbor as yourself and do unto others what you want others to do to you. Mm. And during my whole life in Germany, anybody who knows me will confirm that during my whole studies time in Erlangen, there was no time I ever stayed in my room alone, because each time I met a foreigner in the street and I asked, how are you doing? Do you have a place to sleep? And he said, no, I just came. I have maybe not enough money or this and that. I said, look, I have a mattress under my bed, please come. The house is open. Lie there. You save money for a room. We cook, we eat, and after you're done with your language course, you can go. So I generally have that pleasure in helping people, because the greatest gift you can offer a person is love. Love your neighbor like you like others to love you, and do unto others what you like others to do. Okay. So this opportunity just came up. Like Jens tried to say, Germany is an aging population. Normally, the population of each normal country is like a pyramid, meaning at the base we have the young people at the base, and when you go up this pyramid you have the old. But in Germany it's the other way around. It's like a tree, meaning at the base you have a very tiny, I don't know how they call it in
group of young people.
Tiny group of young people supporting a whole bunch of old people up there, meaning with time, although the employment rate is high, like Jens said, we just lack too many people who are willing to work. And he also used a word, baby boomer. That means at a time in Germany, there was a group of people delivered, which was with the highest birth rate in Germany. And I believe that group of people, that was around the 1960s, they are all around the age of between 60 and 64, so that means sooner or later they'll be going on retirement, meaning the situation will really get.
Okay. Now, you who is watching the program, as I said, maybe you have a relative who is into construction, because that is also concerned with the construction domain is also concerned. And then we have the health. Please, if you want more clarity on what this is all about, just send us a text message. I'll put forward your questions to them. Good day, I'm a degree nurse and I would love to know what it takes to live and work in Germany as a nurse. Tell us where you are also writing from. Yes, can we answer? Huh?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
Yes, I think you should, for working as a nurse in Germany, you should have the middle school passed here in Cameroon. You should have passed your education as a nurse here in Germany, saying that you have a kind of bachelor in nursing at least. These are the medicine part of your skills we need. The second part is the language skills. The minimum language skills, according to the national and international language standard to enter Germany, is a B1 standard. With a B1 standard, you can work as a nurse assistant in Germany. And finally, to work as a real nurse, according to German law, you need B2 certificated, for example, by Goethe Institute. And this is the language part of your skills. And the third part has been pointed out by Marie Claire, saying it's very important to be a nurse from the heart, not as a job, but living for your heart as a nurse. So the emotional and the social factor is also very, very important. I think these are the three columns where the red carpet is based on to enter in Germany. I hope your question will be answered in a good way.
Okay. Good evening. I'm a nurse and I'm in Bermuda, Demcon Street. What can I do to work in Germany as a nurse? Now,
I think this question is really answered.
Yeah, but how do they get?
How they get? Okay.
Okay, like Jens was saying, the first thing is that you really have to be a nurse because you want to do it. You have to love the job. You have to have the passion to want to work in this medical field. So that is the first qualification, and that's the reason why we are working primarily with Dr. Nick Ngwanyam, who also has this institute, this university, this St. Louis University, where he also trained practitioners, so that we have a certain standard we are sure and we can optimize to make sure that they also meet our standards in Germany, or with due course of time, maybe they will need a little bit of polishing in order to make up what is lacking here. So that's the first thing. And secondly, Jens also said you need, I think, an A level. You have to have a certain degree of education, which is important, and then the language part is also very important. And
yes, but he answered that. My question is, they are watching, they are interested, and they say, how do we do? Who do they see, and how does the process start?
Okay, I think I can answer that question for you guys. If you are listening out there, I'm glad you are excited about the opportunity, and you are looking at the person that you've got to contact to find that key that opens your door. And at St. Louis University Institute, we'll be filtering the people who can go through. It means there's a team from Germany that are ready to do their part of the job. Then you must do your own homework. And then we are here at St. Louis, Dr. Ngwanyam, so to speak, is here at St. Louis to verify, number one, that you actually are who you say you are. Because as you know, there are many people with certificates who don't merit those certificates. You know, a certificate is just a proof of the fact that you are who the certificate says you are. But sometimes a lot of people have certificates that don't match with that, and we will be able to verify that which school did you go to, how did you study, how did you get it. We might ask you a few practical questions just to make sure that we are not missing out on anything very important. Once that is done, of course you can train in any school, but we need to see that. And then, like they said, you have to have the basic nursing. We are saying, we might be using the term nursing, but don't forget that in the medical field, we are looking at different types of profession in the medical field. So we are just using nursing as an example. Don't think it's limited to nursing.
Could be a medical doctor.
It could be a medical doctor. It could be a medical doctor, a physiotherapist, a pharmacist, a midwife, and these are the key ones. Maybe you could come up with something and then we put it them and say, ah, yeah, we need that one too. But I'm not so sure about medical laboratory technicians. Because most of the time the analyses are done by machines, okay? That's the reason. Now, so get the certificate part ready. Get the language ready. Now, when they're talking about language, I'm sure most of the time, for the standards of the French, I mean the German, you will not understand. But for those of you who have been trying to go to America, you've heard of IELTS, you've heard of TOEFL, and so on. So it's basically about the same kind of thing. And you know, they have their grading system. There's the B1. There's some other ones that are low down there. They're not talking about that one. You need to have the B1 is the minimum that everybody has. It's like going to upper 6, but you must pass through from 5. It's the basic thing that everybody has. And those of them who will be in the construction and so on, they can work with the B1 and they'll be okay. Then if you are a nurse or a medical doctor and you come only with a B1, you're not going to go up until you get a minimum for the nurses until you get the B2. When you get the B2, then you can go up. Then for the doctors and the pharmacists, when you get the C1, then you can hit the ceiling. So that is how it is. And then the other thing that Marie Claire has been saying is the character, because as you know, customer service is very important. Attitude is very important. How you relate with others, emotional intelligence is very important. And Marie Claire might be insisting on the fact that if you look at the medical profession, the way we practice it here, the nurses, the way the medical practice is organized here, you have the patient, the patient, the nurse, the doctors, and whatever, and it is the family that is responsible for most of the care for the patient. But out there, they don't have that family to be doing that. So the nurse is there to step in. The nurse does the nurse's job as we understand it here, and then now goes the extra mile to do what the family does for the patient, cleaning the patient, feeding the patient, giving the patient comfort, giving the patient hope, bringing that empathy and love. So we just need to understand those things. Once we have packaged this thing, before we even get lost, let me say one thing, and it's very clear. Watch me. There is no corruption in this. 2, you're paying no penny to anybody. No. Nobody is asking you 1 franc. It's to be very clear about that. If the German government or German embassies even had that somebody asked for money, that's the end of the story. Nobody. And I am available. My number is there. Don't go to the ground looking for my cousins or something. No. Speak to me directly. Get to me directly, and do your homework. If you are clean, you're okay. I just wanted to specify that. And what would you be paying for? You are not paying to anybody. You are paying for yourself. You're going to pay your plane ticket when you are ready to go. You are paying for your visa charges at the German embassy. You are paying for your German language studies. I don't care where. Maybe St. Louis will start maybe St. Louis will contact some people who have good German schools to be training you. But that's an arrangement. You go there and you arrange with them. St. Louis can only say go down there, but St. Louis is not responsible for sorting you out there. So you sort out all those things yourself. Then once you are in Germany and you have all your paperwork in hand, you have to go to the German agencies that control paperwork and to make sure that you are who they say, who they want, which would be the same like showing up in one of our ministries here, or councils here or whatever, to certify your birth certificate. You always buy a stamp and pay a fee. It is the little fee that you will pay for your paperwork in Germany, not to this group, but to the German government. I just wanted to be very clear that there's no exchange of money between you and anybody who is involved here. And St. Louis is your landing pad. Get in touch with me.
Okay.
And make sure you're good.
Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm a degree holder in civil engineering. What will it take to work in Germany? 1, will they require work experience because I have not worked formally? 2, will one learn the German language here in Cameroon, or one can travel and work learn while working? Valerie is writing from Tico. You do the language.
I've just answered
training.
the question.
Yeah,
I'm sure he wrote it before listening to what I'm saying.
You are doing it here. How about the experience?
The more experience you are, the better.
Okay.
But when you get to Germany, they will need to test you and then top you up and then let you go.
Okay. Please, sir, can you put your phone number on the screen? I don't know whether Dr. Nick
should put it.
Eli, you have Dr. Nick's...
they can put my number and my email, and my number is also the WhatsApp.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm sure Eli should have Dr. Nick's number. Anyway, just have it. You have Dr. Nick's number there. If you cannot get to Dr. Nick, just get to me. I'll exchange with you. Good evening, Mr. Liu and the entire crew. Is there also the possibility of an advanced level holder, physically fit, unskilled man to be a laborer at construction site in Germany? This is Basil, writing from Yaoundé, Basil. Most of these questions, you want to say something about that? Most of these questions should go to Dr. Nick. After this, please. Good evening.
Let me just answer that. There is no room for unskilled labor.
Okay.
Do your studies here and be skilled, because that's what proves that you are serious. Nobody is going to be trying to be wiping your nose over there. Do the cleaning of your nose and your backside here, and so when you get on the plane, they know that they have quality things. If you want it, go for it. The program is not going to end tomorrow. It's a program that is going to last many years. So if you think that you want to do it, if you love the coconuts, then plant coconuts today.
Okay.
Do the right thing.
Good evening. I am an HND nurse and with a band 6 in IELTS score. Am I qualified? Can you just write to Dr. Nick? His number is going to be pasted there. Good evening. Good evening to everyone. Please, I wish to ask if it is possible for one to be linked to a health facility in Germany that can sponsor the German classes in Cameroon, since it is really expensive for some of us who are interested and willing to learn Dutch, but financing is the problem. Thank you. You must sacrifice here. Yes, you must sacrifice. Yes, you want to go to heaven. The path is a thing. Okay. Good evening. My name is Perry. I'm from Boya. I do computer graphics. What does it take for me to migrate to Germany? Please, you guys should ask these questions to Dr. Nick. Good evening, my Media Prime. I'm a nurse based in Limbe. Please, is there any website to access the requirements to migrate to Germany as a nurse or health personnel? Get to Dr. Nick is going to help you out. Good evening to you in the studio. I really enjoy the program. I'm Michael, doctor in Mamfi. Can I get a contact through which I follow up the process? Okay. Dr. Nick's number is going to be there soon. Good evening. I'm Forche Jaffet from Yaoundé. What can I do to work like a welder in Germany? Get to Dr. Nick. Good evening, Mr. Liu. What if you are a teacher or you have a different qualification? Okay. Yes, everybody wants to go. Greetings, sir. I'm Mme Fru Marie. I'm interested in working and living in Germany, so I would like you to encourage me by educating me about it. Thanks. That is why we are having this program. Get to Dr. Nick. Yeah, this one says, good evening, sir. I am a midwife and interested in this program. Please, how do I go about it? I need to get details, please. Here's my number if you have to contact me. No, you contact us through the numbers on your screen. Now, I don't know. You say you are a Catholic, and your mother received assistance from the family. You want to pay back to Cameroon. That's why you are in Cameroon, to get Cameroonians to move over to there. Many persons have been promised. You have something to say?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting you, but I think to understand what nursing means in Germany, well, we spoke about helping the patients to eat, cleaning the patients, but I would like to give the word to Marie Claire to say which are the, let me say, social behavior in a German team. I think there are quite a lot of differences between social behavior in a team in Germany, and social behavior in a team in Cameroon. I think it's important to understand for our visitors to learn these differences and to accept these differences, because they are mandatory for surviving in Germany.
Merci une fois de plus de me donner la parole. Comme le docteur Ngwanyam l'a dit auparavant, pour ceux qui ont bien écouté, je vais encore me répéter. Ce projet-ci est basé 25% sur les certificats, mais 75% à mon avis sur le caractère. Nous, en tant qu'Africains camerounais, nous devons travailler sur notre mental, sur notre comportement avant de nous décider à prendre la route de l'Europe. C'est-à-dire, l'éthique, c'est un point très important sur ce projet que nous avons débuté. Pour pouvoir s'en sortir dans le domaine d'infirmerie en Allemagne, il ne s'agit pas seulement d'accrocher les perfusions sur les patients, de prendre du sang, de collaborer avec le docteur ou tout ce que nous savons qui se passe dans les hôpitaux ici. Mais on a besoin d'un certain niveau et sens d'honnêteté, d'empathie, de respect de la hiérarchie, de respect en tant que collaborateur, respect du patient, parce que nous savons que le patient, il est roi, et le patient est le client à l'hôpital et le client est roi. Donc, nous avons besoin de travailler sur nos mentalités pour pouvoir nous en sortir dans le domaine du travail en tant qu'infirmier en Europe. L'infirmier ou infirmière, il collabore avec le médecin au premier point. Mais le plus important, il y a 80% de contact entre le patient et l'infirmier. En Allemagne, je veux dire. Parce que ici, les infirmiers travaillent beaucoup plus avec les médecins. Mais en Allemagne, le patient passe 80% de son temps avec l'infirmier par rapport au médecin. Ce n'est que par demande, peut-être même qu'il pourra entrer en contact ou bien voir le médecin, mais l'infirmier est 80% en contact avec lui. C'est pourquoi ces facteurs que j'ai cités auparavant sont très importants. Nous devons les acquérir, nous devons travailler sur notre façon de nous comporter avec les autres, quoi. Parce que en Allemagne, l'infirmier est le père, l'infirmier est la mère, l'infirmier est l'ami, l'infirmier est le psychologue, l'infirmier est l'infirmier. Pourquoi je dis ça? Parce que en Allemagne, c'est une société très solitaire. Quand les enfants ont grandi, ils quittent la maison, ils s'envolent, ils vivent à des kilomètres loin de leurs parents. Et ce n'est que par occasion, peut-être à la fête de Noël ou je ne sais pas moi, que la mère est malade ou bien le père est malade, qu'ils rentrent dans la ville où ils sont nés ou bien qu'ils rentrent en contact avec leurs parents. Et pour cela, ces parents, ces anciens de la société, ces patients, ils sont la plupart du temps solitaires, ils sont seuls, ils ont besoin de parler à quelqu'un. Donc, il est très mal vu qu'un patient te dit, par exemple, j'ai un souci, j'aimerais parler. Et toi, tu lui dises, pour l'instant, je n'ai pas le temps parce que je dois encore faire ceci ou cela. Non, le patient passe en premier lieu. Tu as l'obligation de lui prêter ton oreille, d'écouter ce qu'il a à te dire, de lui apporter un réconfort, un soutien et de pouvoir transmettre les données ou bien ce qu'il t'a dit au médecin pour pouvoir trouver une solution. Parce que la maladie, elle n'est pas seulement physique, mais aussi mentale. Un mot gentil peut tout changer. Donc,
yeah, but someone is concerned here. Can they so tell us if the salary paid to Cameroonians doing the same job is the same with that of Germans in the same positions?
Yeah, it's the same. And 2006, as this whole process started, there was a new integration law in Germany, and this integration law was with the aim to make sure, because that's the time when they really started opening the country to foreigners. Up to then, all of us who went to Germany to study we were actually supposed to come back home and help here. So, but due to the problems they had, they said, if we train people here and there's an opportunity for them to stay here and help us, then we have to make sure that they are also treated the same way like all the other Germans and European citizens working in that country. So it's very important that everybody is treated equally, so there's no discrimination. If you have to work in Germany, as was said initially by Jens, at the start, when you get there, you may begin like a nurse assistant in the time where your documents are being recognized, because you have to go through a process of recognition. It's not only for nurses, it's also for medical doctors. We just have to make sure that it's the same equivalent. So, and as from the time point where that is recognized, and it may take up to 6 months, unfortunately, but that's the process for medical doctors is up to 2 years. So, and from that time point, you earn the same salary. We have, I don't know how they say it in English, tariff vertrag. That means if you are working anywhere, you are sure you earn virtually the same salary like any other person. So there's no discrimination. It's very important.
Okay. Let me add some further points. Thank you, Dr. Chi, for these words. But I would like to add that the working contracts you will receive are controlled by us, because we are the specialists concerning German tariffs, German social insurances, all these factors which are included in a working contract. And we want to be sure that our candidate is treated equally as a German candidate, saying that we control the whole contract, the whole paragraphs of the contract. And if we say, okay, this contract is okay, not only concerning the salary, also the social conditions, holiday, etc., then we will ask you to sign, not before. So you can sure you are absolutely equally treated as a German employer.
Okay. This one.
Employee, sorry.
Okay. Boba Abdullah from the Faculty of Biomedical Sciences, University of Yaoundé, doctorate degree. Okay. Yes, I did not get what you want to say. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm a driver and I wish to travel to Germany. Please, what are the procedures and how much would it cost me? Okay, can you just get to Dr. Nick Ngwanyam through the numbers on your screen? Like I watched a video whereby a Kenyan lady who is nurse, she got a contract with a German hospital and she learned German language for 6 months. The hospital made her traveling documents and bought her visit. So, okay, please just...
Could I also say something that's also important?
Okay.
One thing I would like to add is, this is the part we are playing. We are trying to make things official in such a way that it will meet the requirements needed by the embassy. But you can also go to on the website of the German embassy and you will see it is also written there. There are many conditions or prerequisites you need depending on what visa you want to apply for. If you want to apply for a student visa, there's a list of things you have to present. If you want to apply for a working contract like the ones we are proposing here for a working visa, there's also a list of things you have to provide. So it's important for people to know that whatever was saying here is in conformity with what the German embassy require you to have. And it's also important that we make clear that we don't decide if the German embassy will give you a visa or not. We do our homework, we make sure that things are done the right way, but the German embassy is completely independent to take decisions based on how the interview they conduct goes. But as you say, if you do your homework properly, normally there should be no reason why things should not go your way. So okay. It's important. All information on the website of the German embassy too.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Please, how about fashion designers? Well, okay. I'm Nangai from Sanchu. I'm an electrician and solar energy technician. What does it take? I don't know. Get to Dr. Nick, please. Good evening, My Media Prime, this is a very educative program. Please, can we get the number of Dr. Read out clearly, please. I mean, Dr. Nick, his number is there already. So you can just get it and you get to him. He will help you through. Good evening. I'm writing from Nigeria. Good evening to you too. Yeah, good evening, Mr. Leo. I'm certified nursing assistant. Please, is there a chance for me, doctor? Okay, I'm sure there is a chance for you too. Can you just get to Dr. Nick Ngwanyam? When you obtain a certificate online on German language, will the certificate be recognized? Ngala is writing from Amanda.
No,
okay.
No online
okay.
certificate. It must be certificate by a good institute.
There's also another institute. There are two. There are many institutes, but it must be a recognized certificate equivalent to the German standards.
Okay. Yeah, but I would recommend Goethe Institute. That's the most serious player.
They should go online and go and write the exam and get the Goethe Institute certificate.
So they can study anywhere, but the exams has to be taken at the Goethe Institute.
Okay. Yes. Good evening to you all in the studio. Please, I'm an agricultural engineering. I wish to know how can work in Germany. The numbers of Dr. Nick are there for you. Please, hello, good evening. I got this number from Prime TV. I was talking about working in Germany. Please, I wish to know more about it. Can you just write to Dr. Nick? Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please ask Dr. Nick. Some children go for such opportunities and their salaries are controlled by this type of people who pave the way for you to go. They cut a certain percentage of your salary as a condition for facilitating the transition. Does this apply in this case? A message sent by Mr. Emmanuel Slice from Limbe.
Let Mr. Jens answer that question. If I'm answering, I might sound like a liar. But let him.
No, you can be absolutely sure that we don't take any money from the candidates. That's our obligation, that's our strong will, and that this is made in stone. We don't take any money. We are paid by the German company if we present an attractive candidate and this candidate signs the contract. Then we get our salary, and but let me say again, we don't take money from the candidates. We are only paid in the case of success. Success means we have a signed contract and you are in Germany to begin working. Then we get our salaries. Therefore, it must be a great basis of trust and confidence between you as our candidate and us as a team.
Okay, so don't be scared, your money is not going to be slashed. Hello, good evening. I saw the work and live in Germany. What are the requirements? Dr. Nick's number is on the screen. Can you just write to him? Greetings, Mr. Leo. Nice program. I am Emmanuel Boo. I also need a job there. I am a professional motor driver. I can speak German. Okay, you can speak German. Just write to Dr. Nick. He will tell you whether I qualify or not. Good evening, Mr. Leo. I wish to ask whether lab technicians are also needed. My daughter is a product of St. Louis University of Bamenda and badly in need of employment. I'm Nsah Emmanuel, writing from Bamenda. Can you just write directly to him? His number is there. I'm following your program live now. What are the contacts of the opportunity to work and live in Germany legally? Thanks. Please, my wife is a laboratory technician. Renee is writing from Boya. Good evening, sir. Kindly ask them what are the chances of unskilled labor and what are the legal backing upon taking this opportunity. I'm Sheikh Clovis, writing from Yaoundé. Yes.
Okay, well, primarily we have to understand unskilled labor, as you said, for this our program is not considered, right? But there's also the other part. There are many ways you can get to Germany. If you say you want to go to Germany and study, you could also decide to go there like a student. You go through the process of studying the legal way. It may take years, and when you are done and you have your diploma in Germany, you also have the right, if you find a job, that's also part of this integration law, to stay there and work there. So there are many ways to get to Germany. If you say you have nothing doing here, you could also attend a language school, apply for studies if you are qualified. But in order to do that, you also have to go to a German embassy. All the requirements are written there.
Okay.
So it's important that people know that. So.
Good evening. I'm writing from Boya. Please, I started watching a bit late. Is the job opportunity only for nurses or other fields are involved? I'm called Dango Serge. No, not only nurses. We have technicians, engineers,
Pharmacist.
Can I just take things over again? For starters, who can go to Germany under this program? There are many other programs under which you can go to Germany, but we are talking about this program. When it comes to this program, only skilled labor is taken. If you are unskilled, then this is not for you. If you are unskilled, then because it's not a one-time thing, it will be an ongoing thing. If you are unskilled now, and you think you want to go to Germany, then start doing what you must do now to get the right skills and to get what it takes to get on that plane. That's my advice to you. And you could have studied so many other things, but if they don't fit into this, then you want to look at all the other things that are accepted on this program, learn those things, and then do your necessary homework to be prepared for this, because it's not an emotional thing. No, it's not about brother, sister, you know me, you study in St. Louis. No. You have to, be well packaged. When you are well packaged, then it makes everybody's life very easy. And again, my WhatsApp number is on the screen. Don't call me. Write a WhatsApp text that I can read, I can understand what you want, and don't send me unnecessary information. If you send unnecessary, I will not answer. Listen and listen carefully. And this program will be on social media, and you can also go to, you can always watch it. And after this, I'm going to write a document that will fly all over, that people can actually read and get all the bases, and only get to us when it is necessary, not just asking any question. We'll try to answer these frequently asked questions. We'll try to answer them in a document as much as we can, but we'll make sure that you get the information that you want. And the bottom line is, package yourself. It's not this kind of thing where you study English and then you go to a bank and you become a bank manager. No, it doesn't work like that. So we're going to get it right and make sure that if you are not properly packaged, make sure that you package yourself very well for it. And we have said that for now, might be in future some other things would happen. For now, they are interested only in two areas. Number one, in the health sector, and then in the construction area. Now, in the construction area, if you got only muscle to construct, no, that's not good enough, because they have machines to do the lifting and so on. It's not muscle. You have to have the techniques and the technology. And then you must be able to operate some machines. Even if you can't operate many machines now, they will teach you how to operate machines, but I'm giving you a mental picture. And in the construction, what is it in the construction? Just go to any building site, look at any building, and look at everything that goes into a building. You have the metal work and the welding, like somebody said. Yes, the welding is good. The metal work, the welding, the blocks, building blocks, cement stuff, plastering and tiling, electricity, plumbing, glass work, aluminium work, what have you. These things, as long as it has to do with building, you are good to go. And you must have the certificate which attests to the fact. Don't go to Bonamusadi and make yourself a certificate. It will not work. You have to have a certificate, a genuine certificate, which attests to the fact that you have those skills, and those skills will be tested. You have to go to the language school and study and have a B1. That's the minimum for everybody. You must have a B2 if you want to be a nurse or a physiotherapist in that category. You must have a C1 if you're a pharmacist or a medical doctor. So that is it. And these things, study your language anywhere, in any language school, but go to Goethe Institute and be tested there. So when you have a certificate which says Goethe Institute, everybody knows what you're talking about.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and special greetings to Dr. Nick. Please, Cameroonians are averagely poor. Can the panelists estimate the cost implication for a Cameroonian to travel and work in Germany? Joby Emmanuel, writing from Bamenda. Can you just get to Dr. Nick? He will answer you. Good evening. I'm a nurse based in Limbe. Please, is there any website to access all the requirements to work as a nurse in Germany? Good evening. Hold a BBA in accounting and finance. How can I have a job in Germany? Gerard is writing from Melon. Good evening, Mr. Liu and co-panelists and Mercy in Bamenda. How can I do work as a teacher in Germany? Okay. This one says, good evening. In the studio, I'm a civil engineer practicing in Cameroon. Can engineers from a country like us have the opportunity to work in Germany like technicians, or have to study again apart from the German language? I'm Luis writing from Limbe. I'm sure note is taken. You have something?
Maybe I can say something to that. Okay. We also have this possibility, like I said earlier, that if you have a degree in any other domain, Germany generally provides the opportunity for anybody to travel to Germany and study. You also have the possibility of going there to do further studies. So if you have a degree in civil engineering, you may decide I want to go and do again another master's degree there, because the important thing is you have to recognize the way we do things here are sometimes not the way things are done there. I give a good example. My brother studied Polytechnic. He had a degree from Polytechnic. It's a best engineering school in Cameroon. But at the time he wanted to travel to Germany, I advised him he should travel to Germany and do again a second master's degree, which he did in biomedical engineering. And after that, it took him time, but he followed the advice and he could work in Germany and live there. Because if you have a German equivalent of a degree there, the degrees you have before will automatically be recognized. But you have to provide them something which proves there's a certain standard, because they have no way to really verify is the engineer from Cameroon as good like the engineer in Germany. Okay. You know, so it's just to go in for further studies, get a second master's degree. That's possible. They'll be happy that you are willing to learn more, because they also need engineers. That's the truth, right? They need engineers, they need computer scientists, but you have to have the qualification, because if you drive a German car, you know those cars are really reliable. So we want to be sure that if you're an engineer working on such projects, or you make you program something, that it really works. So the only way to know that is if you further your studies, then you also have the opportunity to work there. That's just the truth.
Can I say two things before we get on you? Okay. Sorry to stop you. Let me say two things. The first question I want to answer has to do with someone. There was a lady there was someone who was saying, oh, there was this woman in Kenya who went there and they paid for, the Germans paid for whatever. And another person was saying, oh, can somebody pay for us to go? Now watch me and watch my lips carefully. If you want something, go for it. If you don't want to go for it, leave it. If you are going to lie in your comfort zone and say, oh, I'm very poor, someone should pay for my language schools, or someone should pay for my this. We've told you what you've got to do, and we've told you what you've got to pay for. You are not giving money to anybody here. If you think that you cannot do it, then it's not for you. But there are many people out there who will be willing to go that extra mile. But while you are saying that you cannot do it, just go and check how many bottles of beer you are drinking in a week and find out how much that costs. You have to sacrifice and do what you must do for yourself. Nobody, it is for you. You're not doing it for anybody. If you learn the German language, it's for you. You're not learning the German language for someone else. Okay. So if you want it, do what is necessary for you to get on that plane and go. Then the second thing, my advice is this. You see, on a program like this, you begin to understand a couple of things. The way we train in Cameroon is, when you're training and having a lot of that theoretical knowledge, make sure it's backed by practical work. For instance, you are a civil engineer. That's great, but you cannot be a civil engineer who cannot put a block on top of the other and choke it with cement, because if you can. Yes, you are a civil engineer here, but know what the technicians are doing here. Be able to build yourself. Be able to put the tile yourself. So when a program like this comes, you say you have the certificate, you have this certificate which says you are a civil engineer, and you have this other certificate which says you are skilled in this thing. And then when you are putting the two, then because it's very difficult to just leave and go and enter this other very high skill thing to build a 20-story house. according to German standards. You go there with this one and enter, and then while there you do what Dr. Chi was saying. You get into that program that allows you to study and get this, and it's a quick way to get up. So you use these other skills to enter into the system, and then you now beef up to get up to this level, and then you get to where you wanted to go. But if you just want to go to this and do it at this level without being able to put a block straight on another, it becomes very tricky.
Good evening to all. There are no opportunities for people who studied business and finance. I'm sure the opportunities are going to come subsequently. Good evening, Mr. Liu. What does it take to work as a laboratory technician in Germany? My name is Tata Comfort, writing from Boya Sandpit. Good evening to you, Tata. How can I have your contact or maintain this one? Good evening. I'm electrical engineer. Please, what can I do to work in Germany? I'm writing from Bamenda. The number is on your screen, the number of Dr. Nick, please. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm a degree holder in civil engineering in the construction field. What will it take to work in Germany? One, will they require work experience? Because, okay. Nicholas from Bamenda says that, good evening, Prime. I'm a BSc degree holder in nursing and midwifery with 2 years plus work experience, and I have A2 German certificates. Would like to know if it's possible for me to learn a job and migrate to Germany. Nicholas is writing from Bamenda. Nicholas, just get to Dr. Nick. I'm sure he will help you out. Good evening to all. I'm Lynette, okay, from Limbe. I have BSc in accounting. Am I fit for this program? Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm an electrician with 3 years experience and advanced level. How do I get to register? Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please, I wish to ask if the opportunity is only for those in the field of nursing and construction. Please, what about those in different fields like transport and logistics, supply chain management? Claudia is writing from Douala. Good evening, sir. I'm Take Christian from the Northwest region, studying in the University of Chang. Please, can I work as a lawyer in Germany? I am studying law in the University of Chang that year, okay? Hi, this is Temi from Nigeria. I am presently watching you live on your program. I'm interested in working in Germany. I am a skilled painter. Please, what's the qualification? The numbers are on your screen, please. Good evening. I'm Korungwa Jonathan from Bamenda, a plumber by profession, and I hold a GC advanced level. Am I qualified? I'm just doing this program. Those who qualify people get to the numbers on your screen. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm a degree nurse and I have 10 years working experience. We'll need to know the details. It's Binui writing from Mwa. Binui, can you just write the numbers, the number on your screen, Dr. Nix? Good evening, Mr. Liu and the people in the studio. I'm called Nsah Edmond Donku. I have a baccalaureate in electrical engineering. I have 4 years of working experience in the National Oil Refinery, Sonara. Presently, I'm working now with Trident Energy in Equatorial Guinea. I'm very delighted to be part of the terms. Okay. Good evening to you. Good evening, Mamede Prime. I'm Yenga Mispa. I am a logistician with a degree. Please, what does it take to work in Germany? Get to us, please. Yes.
Yes. I'm a little bit amused because nobody of these persons who wrote a WhatsApp message said anything about German language skills. So there was nobody saying I have a B1 level or a B2 level or something like that.
Somebody said,
okay, well, somebody said, yeah, but most of them just asked for working in Germany. And I think your question must be much more precise that Dr. Nick will answer. Yeah. And he needs the basic facts we pointed out in this interview concerning skills, concerning language, and all these other things. Then it might be that you can enter our program. But these are the preconditions you have to fulfill.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Liu. Can hairdressers go? This is Aze Joyce, right? Right. Writing from Kumba. Okay. Good evening, Prime. I'm Ashu Nicholas in Bamenda, a BSc degree holder in nursing and midwifery with a 2 years plus work experience, and I have A2 German certificate. Okay. Okay.
Let me just say, this gentleman is a good candidate to go. He just needs to top up his German language classes, and he's good. And we verify that his character is good, and he's good to go.
Okay. I'm a trained lab technician and graduate in medicine. How can I get to Germany, Hillary? Okay, writing from Wabane. Good evening to you. Good evening to you all. What about family reunion laws? Patience is writing from Bamenda. Good evening, Mr. Leo. Please, what is the name of this German program? Yes.
Concerning
family reunion.
Family reunion. That's an important question. Thank you asking for that. Family reunion is generally possible, but it's mandatory that your diplomas are recognized in Germany, saying that we need the official stamp that you are a nurse, not an assistant nurse, but you as a nurse. Why that? Because the salary of a nurse it's much more higher than an assistant nurse, and you need this salary to make a family reunion. I know a lot of examples where family reunion took place, and we can also support this process, but it's mandatory that you have the final notification of your diplomas, and you are, according to German law, a nurse, a midwife, a physiotherapist, because then the salary has reached a certain level, and with this certain level, family reunion is possible.
Good. Okay. Please could I also add something to what Jens just said? Well, what I just want to say is, if all these requirements are met, Jens just spoke about, even the family member traveling to Germany also have to get him or herself integrated, meaning in order to travel to Germany, you also have to do the language course here and get to a certain level, because it's very important that when you live in Germany, you are able to communicate with the people, integrate. You are ambassadors of your country to Germany, and you may not understand, but it's terribly difficult to be a patient in a hospital, or you come there for delivery, you are in stress, and you have the impression the person standing near to you does not understand what you are saying, or may not even have a feeling about what you are going through. So this integration is very important, and family is also very important in Germany. So it's possible. I know many, my brother also did that, many do that. Okay. So you just need to have the requirements, and it will go through.
Okay. Evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Tumenta from Boya, a teller. What does it take? Okay. I don't know. Good evening. Mr. Liu, okay, I'm a driver. I wish to travel to Germany. Please, what are the procedures? Okay, good evening. He's writing from Bangem. Good evening, Mr. Liu and panelists. I'm an agronomist with master's degree at the University of Boyam, John, from Bechati, Wabane. Now, est-ce que c'est le fait qu'on réussisse, c'est une garantie que ça va marcher, parce que je suis sûr que nous tous, nous avions la mémoire de ce que beaucoup de gens sont pris ici, sont amenés surtout en Asie. Quand ils partent là-bas, ce qu'on entend, ce n'est pas ce qu'on promet souvent ici. Vous comprenez ce que je comprends, mais vous avez quand même...
Je comprends ce qu'il dit.
Okay, wait. Maybe I should. Okay, so the question Leo was asking is if there's a guarantee that if you travel to Germany, things are going to be the way we expect them to be, and that you are going to succeed. Because I heard a lot of stories elsewhere where people travel to Asia and they went there and they had a surprise. I can just...
They abandoned them? the story is completely different.
Okay, but good. The first thing is you really have to understand, and like you say, we are not here to play, right? We came here for a purpose, and when you get to Germany, from the day you get to the airport, one of us who meets you at the airport, pick you up and accompany you to your place of work. Once you are there, most often it may be Jens because he's a little bit more flexible, or my wife. So they'll accompany you to the place of work, make sure you have a room, make sure you have health insurance, make sure that the contract is the way it's supposed to be before you sign. So that's the first step to make sure you're in safety. They get you healthcare insurance because in Germany, healthcare insurance is mandatory. You have to have one because when you fall sick, we don't do experiments. We have to make sure you're treated according to the standards of medicine at the time. Everybody gets the same fair treatment, no discrimination, so everybody has to be insured. So we make sure from the very first moment you get there, you have your health insurance so that you are treated fairly. So the next process is you also have to get integrated in Germany. We have this integration law. So it means in the whole process, you have to learn the German culture, learn how things are done in Germany. You don't go to Germany and you try to do things the way it's done in Cameroon. You know, you have to do things the way it's done in Germany, and by so doing, you also make yourself attractive and liked. Because if I have my colleagues and I come and I behave funnily and I do things wrongly, I come and there's food on the table, I don't ask. Normally we have certain things. There are certain habits you just have to develop in addition to what Marie Claire just said. So if you come and you behave atypically because you feel that's the right way of doing things in a foreign country, then you may find yourself isolated, which could also be a cause why many people have difficulties in a foreign country. I've been there for 22 years. I feel at home in Germany. I never had any problems because when I was going there, I was told, when you go to Germany, do things the Germans do. Eat German food, dance like the Germans, and speak the German language. So that's really the recommendation I'll give you, and everything will be fine.
I would like to add some facts out of my practice. As I mentioned before, some 50 nations are also brought to Germany, and most of the employers welcome you with social things like a guided town tour to your new home, through your new hometown. They arrange, for example, that you cook together with other nurses and exchange your cook experience, all these issues, and make party together. So there are different things which are initiated by the employer that you are integrated in this team. But the integration only takes part if your heart won't like to be integrated. And if your heart won't be integrated, you will lose in Germany.
Okay.
J'aimerais aussi ajouter que les téléspectateurs comprennent que ce n'est pas un jeu, parce que nous avons payé de nos propres poches pour être ici. Nous donnons de notre temps pour expliquer tout ça. Nous montrons nos visages à la télévision. Et le docteur Ngwanyam, il vit ici au Cameroun, donc il peut être trouvé partout. L'Allemagne est un pays de règles et très organisé, digitalisé. Il suffit juste qu'on donne nos noms aux autorités allemandes et on sera trouvé où on se trouve. Donc, j'aimerais juste rassurer les téléspectateurs que c'est vrai, la société africaine a vécu beaucoup de cauchemars par rapport aux nôtres qui sont allés en Asie et ainsi de suite. Mais tout un chacun ici connaît l'Allemagne, sait de quoi l'Allemagne est capable, et je ne pense pas qu'on va s'amuser à se mettre devant les téléspectateurs, devant la télé pour venir mettre le nom de l'Allemagne en avant pour des bêtises et pour des crimes, appelons ça comme ça.
Okay, so we are not joking, like she says, it's serious. Hi, I'm Miss Livette from Mutengene watching live. I'm about to have my advanced level certificate and still to continue with my nursing career. So my worries here is how long is this German program, and to get that German language, how can I start the process?
Okay, normally Jens is a specialist, but just what I want to tell is that normally Germany is a flexible country, right? And some opportunities are presented based on the needs they have on the soil. So if there's need for doctors, then the window is open for foreign doctors to come in. If there's a need for nurses, then the window is open. If there's a need for teachers. So all those things, just like Dr. Ngwanyam also said, maybe sometime in the future, we have opportunities where we can also, where other openings will be there. So it's important. But none of us is God to say how long the need for nurses will be there. If it happens that all of a sudden you have 300,000 nurses come to Germany, then the truth is it's possible that all the shortage we have will be closed.
Yeah, but I'm sure she's also talking about the process. If you engage in, say, you say it starts with the language learning process, how long can it take to start and then?
Good. The truth is, it depends on what you want. Like if you go to get institute, right? People have to do their homework. Like Dr. Ngwanyam always says, you have to do your homework. You have to go to the website. Like I don't need the German language, but I know if you go to the website of the Goethe Institute, you have a rapid language course which may take you about 6 months in order to have a B1. You also have the slow process of people working, which may take you up to a year depending on your time availability. So those are things people have to find out and really try to do their homework. The second thing is you make your paperwork ready, you prepare yourself, you are genuine, you are honest, and with those requirements, you apply for a visa. So if you have all the requirements, and I also said earlier, you go to the German website, it is clearly written there. If you want to come to Germany and work, they have their requirements there. If you fulfill those requirements, and they have no doubt, you will travel to Germany. But we can't guarantee you that because we don't decide who gets a visa or not. And so we can only tell you, for you, it is free of charge. You do your homework, and if you are honest and you convince the German embassy that your purpose of going to Germany is genuine, then I don't think they will refuse you a visa, because they need those people. They know there's a need, and they won't want to shoot themselves in the knee if they have the opportunity of help.
Do you apply for the visa without a work contract?
No, you must have a work contract.
Okay, so once you compile, you apply for the job, and then okay. Let me take some few messages, I'm sure, for Dr. Nick Ngwanyam. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Mr. Liu, it is possible for someone to work as a laborer in Germany. Masha Aaron writing from Bermuda. No, they don't need laborers, please. Machines are doing that, please. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Is it possible for someone to, oops, you're repeating that message. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Wow, why is it repeating? You wrote 3 times. Okay, this person is also asking about the process. I'm sure you just answered that one. Good evening. Mr. Leo, please, what is the name of the German program? Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Leo. What about agriculture? It may come later on.
It can, but we have a lot of land.
Good evening, sir. Is there a link I can get to, please, sir? Can you put your phone number on the screen? Having fulfilled all the requirements, what if I have a family and wish to go with my family? Is that possible? I'm sure you've had the answers already. Mr. Leo, well done. My worry is that PTA was not, but we have 15,000 francs as PTA in a condo. Titi, I don't know how related is that is. Yes. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I wish to ask, okay, say there was no PTA fees, and later they were asked, this is not Cameroon government now. Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I wish to ask if there is any partnership in Germany, because I'm willing to travel like a nurse assistant. Yes, but he's working with an organization, or they are working with an organization, an existing organization in Germany. Yes. So
it's my company.
Okay. I hope you've gotten it from him. So there is a company in Germany that will handle all of these things. Dr. Nick The school is there now. You can just attack him if something goes wrong. You go to St. Louis
What's that?
University. No, for those who may be skeptical. Yes. Good evening, Mr. Liu. How can I get the contact of Dr. Nick is there? Good evening, Doctor. This is the deal of Bamenda One. I followed your program at my Media Prime, and I'm very okay. Can you just write to Dr. Nick? That's his number there. WhatsApp, Dr. Nick, WhatsApp. Can you just write straight to him, please? Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Gaby Divine, an automation system engineer trained in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, with 3 years work as an electrician. Besides the German language, what other requirements do I need? Can you just write to Dr. Nick, who will take you through? Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm a plant operator in a gravel crunching company in Dubai. Do I stand a chance to work in Germany? Good evening to you. Write to Dr. Nick. Good evening, Mr. Liu. What about the motor mechanic department? Well, good evening. Is there a need for midwives or only nurses? I'm writing from Bamenda. Yes, there is need for midwives, nurses, doctors, midwives, and pharmacists,
physiotherapists.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm Draxler from Yaoundé. Can a professional barber be needed in Germany? Okay. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm a welder with 17 years of experience in the Cameroon shipyard and a holder of CAP certificate in welding and metal fabrication. What are the modalities for the German language? Okay. Good evening. Can I apply and pen results? I'm a final year student, nursing, SRN student, or chances are limited for me? Tata will say no, chances are not limited. If you are still a student, you can just enroll in the German language program. Yes, so that by the time you're done. Good evening, doctor. I'm a laboratory technician from Catholic School of Health Sciences, Shishong. 3 years working experience. I'm also biomedical engineer, technology and management, level 100. Speak English language, want to work and live in Germany after graduating. Okay, please, can you guys write to Dr. Street? I'm not doctor. Just write to him, please. Good evening, sir. Please, how can a computer network technician, a degree holder in economic science, go to Germany, and which filed? Okay, please, also for someone who doesn't have money to go about it. I'm writing from Soa in Yaoundé. Daisy from Kumba says, oh my God, I'm already missing out. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and to all the panelists, okay? Amy writing from Jutin says, Mr. Liu, good evening to you and the panelists. What is the time frame, or does it not have a deadline? Yes, there is no deadline. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and to all the panelists. It's a nice program. In addition to the German language basics, will there be proof of English language as well? Equally waiting for Dr. Nick to compile the possible answers to most questions, and I plead with you, Mr. Liu, to drop the answers from Dr. Nick in this forum when he sends to you. Okay, Thomas is writing from Dibanda. Oui, some persons are watching you. Vous êtes parti, non? Vous êtes venu du Cameroun en Allemagne et vous vous êtes intégré, vous vivez bien. Comment ça s'est passé, l'expérience? Vous êtes venu vous chercher?
Non, non, non.
Ok.
Je suis partie tout d'abord en tant qu'étudiante. J'ai eu un visa d'étudiant. Je devais étudier l'économie. J'ai commencé et comme les circonstances de la vie le voulaient, j'ai rencontré mon mari. J'ai eu un enfant. Pendant ce temps, j'ai pris un an, comment ça s'appelle en français? Un an de congé maternel. Oui, un an de congé maternel. Après, avant de reprendre, avant que ce congé soit fini, j'étais de nouveau enceinte. J'ai pris une autre année sabbatique. Le temps que l'enfant atteigne un âge où il devait commencer à fréquenter la crèche, j'avais déjà passé 3 ans loin de l'université. Et étant mariée, ayant 2 enfants, école, une maison, je me demandais bien comment je pouvais réussir tout ça avec mes études. C'est bien possible, mais mon mari était aussi dans le métier de, je veux dire, dans la santé. Et dans la santé, on travaille le matin, dans l'après-midi, la nuit. Si nous deux, lui étant au travail, moi à la maison, c'était pratiquement impossible d'avoir du temps pour mes cahiers avec mes 2 enfants. Et tout ce qu'une femme doit faire dans la maison, n'oublions pas que nous sommes africains. C'est donc comme ça que nous avons réfléchi à une autre possibilité pour moi de pouvoir ne pas être mère au foyer, femme au ménage, mais pouvoir trouver une autre opportunité pour pouvoir apporter mon aide financière à la maison. Lui étant déjà dans le métier, c'est donc comme ça que j'ai atterri dans le métier d'infirmière. Et je pense que je ne le regrette pas, parce que en Allemagne, beaucoup de femmes qui travaillent en tant qu'ingénieurs, déjà il n'y a pas assez de place pour ça. Tout le monde veut être ingénieur. Par contre, tout le monde ne veut pas être infirmier. Tout le monde ne veut pas être infirmière, d'où le manque. C'est donc comme ça que je ne regrette pas mon choix. Et à tout moment, je peux travailler. Et oui, c'est comme ça que j'ai rejoint le côté de la médecine. C'est comme ça que je suis devenue infirmière. C'est possible. Oui.
Yes, I'm asking this question because some people are still very skeptical that if I go, it's going to be difficult. But she went as a student, she got married, and she's living happily, working, and I'm sure very fulfilled.
Comme je disais, le respect de l'éthique est très important dans ce domaine. Le mental, la mentalité, parce que pour pouvoir s'en sortir avec le système du pays où on va, on doit être capable de comprendre et de penser comme les gens vivant dans ce pays. Et c'est la clé. S'intégrer et faire ce que celui qui... Enfin, faire ce qui... Comment le dire?
Yes, when you're in Rome, you do what Romans do now.
Exactement.
Yes.
Exactement.
Maybe I will want to answer the question you just asked. It's really a very important question, but I can say a much easier way to come to Germany there will never be, because I went to Germany like a student. I learned German. I had to work alongside in order to study. So you can imagine you are going here to SWA or to University of Boya, and alongside you have to work, pay for your living, your room, you pay for everything, and at the same time you have to study and bring good results. So it's not easy. So I think those of us who went through this process really went through the hard way, like they say, going through mountains, rocks, dry land in order to attain our goals. This opportunity we are trying to give you, before you travel to Germany, if you meet the requirements we are asking you, you have a work contract. There's nothing as secured as having to come to a country, you know, you don't have to hunger, you don't have to have fear, I'll have nothing to eat, I may not pay my rent, I may not pay my insurance. You come there and everything has already been made clear for you. You are just ready to go. All you just need to do is do your work diligently, with love, be part of the community, do what you have to do. So I really can't understand what fears people will have for not succeeding, because all the difficult parts we had to go through, they don't have. You just have to do the part here in Germany, make sure you are in Cameroon, make sure you are qualified, make sure you do your language course. I needed 2 years to get to Germany. I also studied. I did my language course. I applied for an appointment at the visa, at the embassy, and I had to wait about 8 months in order to get a reply. I was not impatient. I was patient because I believe in the process, and if I didn't succeed like many others did, I would have gone to university here and continued studying. So it's just important that people have faith in the system. Do your part, and you apply for your embassy appointment. If you go to the embassy, they'll ask you questions. If they are convinced that you're not going there to play, or you're searching for a window of opportunity to leave the country, they'll give you a visa, and when you come there, you really have a bed of roses lying there, open at your legs to do things you have to do the right way. No suffering. You can get a car, you drive a nice car, you live a comfortable life, you help your family back home, you help impact the life of other students here, you send them to school. So it's really, like I said, showing love to others, because I gain nothing if you come to Germany. You're not coming to work in my hospital. I don't know where you go to. So it's really for Like they say, love your neighbor as yourself, do to others what you like others to do to you. And with that, I really hope people understand that they should trust the system.
Dr. Nick, it starts with our mentalities, huh?
Yeah,
Because
I've been listening to the question that people are asking, and I'm glad you give me the opportunity to step in now. And you see, when you listen to many of those questions, for starters, you see, we're coming here with a package for you, and we are saying we need A, and we need B. And there's no need asking these other ones. You see, that's where the confusion begins. You know, Mr. Jens and the others, when they came, I mean, they were very open-minded. They just wanted to throw things out there. I said, no, I'm here in Cameroon. You just throw things and they're just open. You know, we are going to have a lot of trouble. Let us make sure that we canalize people very well so that people know when you want to put your foot in, you know what you are doing and where you are going to. If you just leave it like that, a lot of people are just going to flood in, and we are going to have a lot of time, spend a lot of time trying to sort out the goods from the ship. So it's very important that you listen very carefully to what we are saying. And this program would be on Facebook. Many other things will be on Facebook. I'm going to put out a lot of material out there. I'll try to answer. Mr. Lewis, you're going to forward all these questions to me. Then I will sit on the computer and try to answer questions in a way that when people look at them, they know where they belong. And the other thing I want to say is we have a mentality in Cameroon. What we call work in Cameroon is not work in Germany. For instance, when people here go to work in an office, they don't put 8 hours of work at office. They just go to work and they just lazy around, play with the phone, go drink a beer or things like that. No. If that's what you're thinking, if that's what you think is work, that's not work. Out there, you are not going to be using your phone during the 8 hours. Let's be very clear about it. You will pay a lot of money by the month, but you have to do your work diligently. And therefore, this wishy-washy kind of behavior that we have here is not tolerated. You are either in or out. And let me tell you, when you start hearing people, oh, I don't have money to pay this, can you pay money for me? That's already a bad sign. And those are people who are not willing to go the extra mile or to burn the midnight candle. They are the kind of people who want to get into the civil service here and just lazy around and get paid. They are the kind of people who just come and ask for a job, and then at the end of the day, you have a hell of a problem with them. It's not going to happen. And people who have been asking questions, what is the name of the company? Okay, we might give, when I'm writing the document, I might give you the name of the company. I can scan the business card of Mr. Jens and put it there so that the company belongs to Mr. Jens. This is the CEO of the company talking directly to you, and he's responsible. He's the channel through whom you will get to Germany. He's the one who will be responsible for managing your contracts with the German employers and so on. So he's right there. It's not like it's some people who came and we're talking on behalf of. No, he is there. In and share. And share. Okay, that's the French. That he's there in person. Now I'm here. I'm going to take my time and work with you to make sure. I mean, many of you know me. I'm going to. If I say I'm going to screen, I'm going to screen. That's how it's going to be. And oh, I have a different in agriculture. No, they're not looking for people in agriculture. There might be in the building construction, there might be some people for landscaping and planting of flowers, but they must be landscaping and planting of flowers, not agriculture. If you train here in agriculture, then the best thing for you to do is to go open a rice farm or something, and we need rice. Now, so I just want these things to be very clear. Let's not be beating around. I'm a hairdresser. I'm a this. No. They didn't. They might be one day today. They want people in the health sector, and they want people in the construction area. I think we are very clear on that. And there were some people in Dubai and so on done electricity. I think you are a good candidate.
Okay. Hi, good evening. This is Dennis from my 5 Bomenda. I'm texting in respect to ongoing program with Dr. Nick and Dr. Chi. I would like to have more information, please. Thanks. Dr. Nick's number is there. Just get to him. He will give you more. Bonsoir, moi c'est Monsieur Larson, je suis du Congo-Brazzaville. J'ai une licence en qualité, hygiène et sécurité et environnement. QHSI. Alors comment dois-je faire pour y parvenir. Et quelles sont les pièces à fournir pour la candidature? Okay, you're writing from Congo, Brazzaville. Just get to the numbers on your screen if you are right. Okay. Good evening, sir. I'm interested in going to Germany to work there. What are the requirements? How much do I need to pay? Please, I'm very much interested. You're not paying any money to anybody here. All you do is you pay for your language studies. You do it. You provide your certificates. If you are qualified, they apply for a job for you. And if you're taken, you pay for the visa fee, and then you pay your flight ticket and you're gone. You're giving nobody any money here. Good evening to you, Mr. Liu, and all the panelists in the studio. Please, I'm just coming, and please, I'm lost concerning the program. Just write to Dr. Nick's WhatsApp number that is on your screen. Is going to help you. Good evening in the studio. Is it not possible that after the 6-month study program, the opportunity would have been cancelled? Mary is writing from Moyoka. No, they're recruiting every day now. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm called Julius. I want to ask if they need traditional dancers. Wow. This person is... this person... yeah, everybody wants to try their luck. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm interested to this program. I'm Fatima calling from Tico. Can a fashion designer work in Germany? Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please, I would like to find out how long this opportunity will run for. I'm a second-year nursing student hoping to graduate next year. So just start learning your German language for now. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Do PA pharmacy attendants have a chance? Eric is writing from Bamenda. Can you just write to Dr. Nick? Eric, good evening, Mr. Liu, and special greetings to Dr. Nick and the panelists. Thank you, people, very much. Such knowledge are always hidden, and some people ask for a huge sum of money to give it out, but you people choose to bring it on air. I salute you all. Keep doing the good work. Morgan is writing from Bonaberry. That's in... yeah, that's in Douala here. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please, can you read Dr. Nick's number? I can't see well from the screen. Thanks. Karin is writing from Bomenda. Dr. Nick's number is 677. Karin, if you're watching, take it 677 764 674. 677 764 674. That's Dr. Nick's number. If you have it, okay, you can get to him. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I have a master's degree in commerce and management from the University of Bamenda. Can I work in Germany? Please kindly give me the details. Please, Dr. Nick Ngwanyam's number is not on the screen. I'm sure you wrote earlier. It's on the screen now. Hello, good evening, Mr. Liu. My question goes to the male Cameroonian German doctor, Dr. Fru, who is a Catholic, as he rightly said. Please, apart of presenting this today, of what impact have you created here in our country, Cameroon, that can help youth for the past years that you have been in Germany? A part of helping people there in Germany. Georgia, writing from Cameroon. Yeah, writing from Amanda. Okay, he says you have been helping people in Germany. He wants, but is it really important?
He's taking into task now. What have you done before?
I have also
Good evening, Mr. Liu. I hold a national diploma food technology from the University of Johannesburg, South Africa. I wish to know if I'm eligible for the German program. Just write to Dr. Nick. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Please, what are the specific names of these approved language exams? Okay, thank you. I have a bachelor's degree in midwifery. So how do I go about get to Dr. Nick? This one's good evening, Mr. Liu. I'm called Chair Norman. I'm advanced level holder in electrical power system and want to further my studies in electronics in Germany. What can I do? Please, I need your help. And how far? Okay. Can you just get to Dr. Nick, and then maybe Dr. Chi will help you get admission to further education. Good evening, Mr. Liu. This is Madonna writing from Bamenda. I took your number from a friend of mine about the employment of health personnel to work in Germany. Sorry. Okay. Dr. Nick's number is on the screen, please. Can you just write to them? We are left with 15 minutes. If we continue reading the messages, we'll read till 8 p.m. No, till 10 p.m. Now, I want us to use these 15 minutes to help. Many persons are interested. Can we remind, especially those who came later, what they need to do, what steps to follow again? And then some persons are also asking about which schools, which programs would qualify them for the German language.
Yeah, before we probably get lost, can I just say something? I've been listening to all these questions and whatever is coming, and I've been thinking how we channel the information to everybody. We have a school website at St. Louis. We have www.stlouisgroup.org. Now, what I'm going to do, like I agreed with you, we'll put all these questions together. We'll go through these questions and try to answer them and say this is what we want. If you are not here, then probably you are not eligible. You know, who can go, who cannot go, and then answer questions about the language, what does it cost, and so on. Just tell you where to go and where to end up with your exams, and we'll try as much as possible to package this information. We'll package the information and put it on social media, but we'll go to our school website and create a compartment there just for these questions, and then we have TV appearances on My Media Prime. We have TV appearances on the Dan Broadcasting Service. We have TV appearances on Afrique Media. We have some other radio programs. We'll just put all of them there so that you can even tap open and then follow up through everything, so that you don't, when you're calling me or calling anybody, it should be very specific and to reduce the work and the scatter, so that things are kind of like ficelé, comme on dit. And again, as I said, the company that is doing this work is Mr. Jens' company, and your landing pad in Cameroon is St. Louis University Institute, and Dr. Ngwanyam is the person, and that's my number on the screen. And I've told you what I'm going to do in the days ahead, so that we see how we work. We are just starting. And it's not something that is going to end today. If we all do the right thing, it's going to last for a very long time. And therefore, people who are even in Form 4 now and want to go to Germany, you know what to start doing now, so that you mature. So, okay, you can make a 5-year plan. It will still be there, except something serious really happens. Otherwise, you know, channel your energies and get moving.
I would like to add some words to you, Dr. Nick. You pointed out that it's a long-term program. That I just want to underline. We are not here traveling for 1 week to Cameroon just for fun and spending a lot of money. No, we want to initiate a process which is a long-term process which brings you in the couple of the next year to Germany, in the couple of the next years to Germany. I think we will, as a team, be back probably in November this year, just showing and underlying that we are serious partners for you on your way to Germany. I think that's very, very important to understand, that we are open under certain precise preconditions to help you. And you must understand that if you are beyond or beneath or on the other side of these preconditions, we cannot help you in the moment. So let us work for those people who are within these preconditions and help them coming over to Germany. You are welcome.
Okay. You're ready to receive our brothers and sisters in Germany and show them the right direction so that they can also live the life you're living over there?
Yeah, we are really ready, and like we said, it's a long-term cooperation, meaning the moment you travel to Germany, we are always there for questions. If there's something you don't understand, you have our contacts the moment you get to Germany, so you don't have to feel alone, and so you can rest assured on that. That will do our best to make sure that you get integrated and you really feel at home.
Okay. Oui, vous êtes prêts à accueillir vos sœurs et frères qui vont arriver dans les mois, les années prochaines à venir.
Oui, tout à fait. Nous sommes prêts à les accompagner, à leur montrer le chemin, à les aider dans leurs problèmes d'intégration. Et on espère aussi qu'ils sont prêts à faire leur part des choses.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I would like to say some last words from my point of view. For me, it's the first time being in Cameroon, and I think there are a couple of characters which I learned here in Cameroon, which are very helpful for Germans. Saying that it's not only a one-way ticket, saying you come to Germany with your skills and all these things, but you are bringing part of your culture, of your Cameroonian culture to Germany. And there are some aspects of this culture, of your Cameroon culture, which can enrich our German culture. I learned in the past few days, I'm here in Douala, things that are missing in Germany. Things like warm-hearted behavior, the strong role of the family and the helpness within the family. And the hospitality I met here are very, very great for me. And my wish is, if you Cameroonian come to Germany, bring this part of your culture to Germany and enrich our German culture with your experience. Thank you for doing that.
Okay. Dr. Nick, also your phone is open to welcome them, especially through WhatsApp.
Yes. Yeah, get to me through WhatsApp, and in the meantime, when you write the WhatsApp messages, you know, put your name there so that I can identify you. I would put, let's say you are John Ngwa. I would say John Ngwa, Germany. Mary Ivo, Germany, so that when I tap Germany, I get to know who wants that. And I'm going to create WhatsApp groups just for Germany, probably WhatsApp group 1, WhatsApp group 2, so that when somebody asks one question, if I answer it, many other people will be able to be part of it to make my work easy. Because if you keep saying the same thing to everybody and so on, sometimes it can become very tricky.
Okay.
But again, like I said, the frequently asked questions will make sure that we come up with a document that answers basically probably 90% of all the questions, and make that information available to the general public, so that when you go there and there's something specific that you want to ask me, then you can ask me. If you read it and you think that you've covered it up, then just go ahead and be doing your language courses and filling in the gaps, so that by the time you are getting to me, you are saying, okay, this is my professional certificate, you can verify, and I'm as good as this is my work experience or whatever, and this is my Goethe Institute language paper, and so on. And then we can carry on from there, and makes life very easy for everybody.
Okay. We want to thank all of you for coming. We also want to say thank you to the production team, Eli and Desmond, and to all of you who took time off to watch this edition of the program. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.